Hey guys, it's Jonah here, back with another beer review. And because we've ended the Manchester Brewing Beer 52 box, forgot what I was going to say, we are now going back to the southwest. And weirdly, we're going back to an interesting kind of tale because we are looking at a beer by these guys, Wild Beer, which, since this was printed, went into administration. And they used to be up, where is it? Up here somewhere. Yeah, here, that's their thing. So if you look on the map, I don't know if you can see, Wild Beers, that's Stag's Head. They're just south of a town called Bath, which is definitely in the West Country, shall we say. But they went into administration, sadly so, but their beers always were ridiculously expensive, and they did weird things like they topped some of their bigger bottles with wax, or it wasn't quite wax, it was a rubber kind of rubberized thing. It was meant to reminisce on an old style of kind of really old sort of Trappist style beers. The rationale for that was to try and seal it better, keep the oxygen from getting in. I guess it was all fake, basically. It was all fake, but it was trying to copy something from old school brewing, and basically they charged extra money for it. So Wild Beer was always, quite expensive, which was a shame because some of their beers were nice. Supermarket in the UK, Waitrose, had the most of their range, I believe, although you could get it elsewhere. But the story does not end there before we look at the actual beer itself, because part of Wild Beer has been bought out or bought off the administrators by Curious Brew, which is over here where I live in Kent, near a place called Ashford, which is they used to do the Eurostar from there. Now they don't. They built a massive new train station, International, Ashford International. But the trains to Europe don't go there or don't stop there anymore, from what I've understood. You have to go from London. So if you live anywhere in Kent, which is closer to France than anywhere else in the country, you have to travel into London and then get a train, the Eurostar train, back out to get under the tunnel of Folkestone, and off into Europe. I don't know why you'd want to do that, because they have not been our friends over the last few years. So yes, going to Europe, yeah, maybe not such a good idea at the moment. But anyway, I digress. The Curious Brew is right next to that train station. I think they've actually bought some of the sidings and the old rail couplings off the railway and literally built a brewery right next to that station. So if you live anywhere near Ashford, you'll know what Curious Brew is. So they're going to be doing Wild Beer these days. How things change. Weird, eh? Right, so this is the beer we're going to do today. It is Citrus Grandis. Is it going to focus? There we go. And you can see the address up here at the moment, Shepton Mallet, which is very near where Glastonbury is, which is just under Bath. It's a low carb pale ale. Interesting. And the spider diagram over here is quite sort of arrowhead kind of shaped. Very, very strange. Right, tasting notes say brewed in the heart of Somerset. Well, not anymore. Using only the finest hand-selected ingredients. Sounds expensive already. This light, crisp and hoppy IPA will take you back to those warm sunny days. Tropical fruit notes from the hops give a punchy yet balanced finish. And what we're using, Citra, Talus, Chinook and Columbus. So technically this is a triple C IPA with a bit of Talus. Doesn't look like any of these are going to be hand hand-picked? Does that mean someone's gone on the internet and hand-picked them? Or you know, hand-picked to me, craft beer means you pick them with your hands, not with your hands when you do an order from the United States. So yeah, not sure about that. Anyway, let's have a look. Here's the can itself. It says up here, 98 calories in this can. Citra Grandis. There's some sort of citrus looking colours. It looks more like a kind of cloud or fire or something more than anything else. It's got the Wild Beer Stag Head logo, which I've always liked. Beera beera boo, biddy biddy boo. Doesn't really tell you everything, but let's have a look. Light, refreshingly light, thirst quenching, and then there's the little story that I've already read to you. May contain some sediment. Interestement, 4.4%. Now, as some of you know, a beer that is lower in alcohol will naturally have less carbs. So if you want to have a low carb beer, you're better off going for a low alcohol beer, or even an alcohol free beer, because it's got less carbs in it. So perhaps that's what they're trying to do here. It says 98 calories. Is that calories or is that kilocalories? It's 98 actual calories. That is amazingly good, but I don't think it is. I think they've done a slight misprint there. Right, let's see what we got. Get this into a glass. And like I say, this is from the Southwest beer box, so this beer is probably 3 months old now. We will see in a minute. I should have done that before, but we'll see in a minute if it's got anything over a finger's head. And look at that, real nice fluffy white bubbles poking out of this bad boy, looking really nice. A little bit hazy, but you can see a little, you know, it's not totally hazy. So, and just lovely, fresh, really nice, fresh kind of flavors. Right, let us see. No, down there, October 23. So this is well within its date. We don't have to worry. Oh, I should do a photo, shouldn't I? So, don't know if I'm going to have many more of these in this form, but we'll see what we get. Boom, something along those lines. I've got a friend, Jim. He watches my videos sometimes. Hey, Jim, if you're watching. When I was at school, I had three friends actually called James. And as you well know, one of my friends, James, died. He was called Derm. We always used to call him Derm. He hated it, but we did. And James, my other friend, was always James, and then the other James was a James too. So really interesting. Lots of people called James in my year at school. I guess that made much amusement to the teachers, but yeah, it was just normal when you grow up. So really fresh. I'm getting kind of melony type thing as well, which I think is from the talus, like a melon, or that kind of tropically type fruit, melon, kiwi, that type of thing. Citra, I would imagine, is probably from the bittering. I'm not getting too much of that kind of that traditional Citra kind of grassy notes on the nose. What else was in there? Was it Columbus and Chinook? So perhaps, yeah, there's a sort of like a berry kind of, maybe like a bubblegummy berry kind of thing. Not the same as like a Centennial. That always gives me bubblegum, but it's like a kind of a lighter kind of, yeah, like a blueberry, or but not real heavy. It really light, kind of Ribena light, if you know that drink. So interesting. let us dive into this bad boy. If you like this review, or if you've liked it so far, 10 minutes in after my waxing lyrical about all sorts of weird stuff, please click like and definitely think about subscribing to the channel. Cheers and beers to you all on this fine weekend. Oh, so a nice kind of light zestiness as you're pulling the beer over your taste buds, but as soon as you swallow, it's kicking in with that kind of melon type thing. Maybe even like a touch of cucumber. You know, if you have a cucumber gin or something like that, maybe a hint of mint as well in there. And then it goes to the berry, which is definitely there too. Yeah, it's not very bitter either, but it's not superbly sweet either. There is a little bit of juiciness to the fruit, but nothing too major. It kind of washes your kind of taste buds a little bit. Very interesting. There is a little bit of that grass tickling me at the back, but it's not really up front in the hop taste. Yeah, interesting beer. This is not like any other beer I've had. It doesn't really taste like, well, pardon me, carbonated as well. What more can you want? Let's go in for some more. Yeah, it's very interesting. And I'm pretty sure that it's a combination of the talus and the Chinook, I think. I mean, there is a little bit of greenness there, but it's very much in the background. Up front, it's more kind of zesty white fruit. So not zesty in like an orange or a lemon way, but zesty in a kind of, yeah, like I say, melon, possibly a touch of mango as well. Um, but it's not like the kind of New Zealand or Australian kind of mango type things. Really weird, really nice. Oh, and I've only just noticed, look at those absolutely fat, selfish lines there. My God. Yeah, the initial one was fat, but that one is equally as fat as well. Very, very cool. You know how I like fat lines. It's especially at the weekend. Really, really nice. It reminds me of when I have my 6 monthly bath. You get those really thick lines. Apart from they're not usually white, usually they're dark within the bath. Guys, it's been really nice. Cheers and beers to you all. I will see what this last mouthful, because it all changes. I've noticed this of late. Maybe my taste buds are just confused, and yeah, because I'm talking a lot, they think maybe you switch beers or something. Let's dive in. Yeah, very much the same. Perhaps a tiny bit more of the grassy kind of thing going on, but this really surprised me. Look at that down the bottom there. My God, even that last sip has an incredibly fat tide line. Fantastic, absolutely good. Anyway, guys, I know I'm rabbiting on, but I usually do that, but this is the first beer I've had of the day. Please enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Remember to get a couple of beers in. If you want to chat to me down in the comments, absolutely fantastic. I love getting a comment or two I can react to. And I usually say the moniker which I'm about to say to you to finish this video. Cheers and beers.